All right, welcome back, guys. It is the GSL up and down matches. I am Doe. With me is Moletrap.
It's me.
And you know what, Moletrap? We're going to go to Game 10 no matter what, no matter who wins this. And we'll tell you why. We've got Lucira and Czech facing off here on Daybreak.
Yeah.
But basically, if Czech wins, then he'll be 4-0. He'll definitely go to Code S. But that means that Lucira will be 2-2. And then if Jokchi ends up losing to MC, we would have a three-way tie at 2-2 apiece between Lucira, MC, and Jokchi, and then they would play off, right?
And then they would do a playoff, yeah. Now, the other circumstance that might happen is if Lucira wins, then he's 3-1, and Czech's 3-1, and then if Jokchi beats MC, he's 3-1, and then we have a round of playoffs as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So...
yeah.
If there's a two-way tie, it's just going to go back to their previous match. But if there's a three-way tie, we may have to do some playoff matches. So it really is going to be interesting to see how this all shapes up.
So if Lucira wins and then
if Lucira wins and MC wins, then
Czech and Lucira just go. Yeah. Czech and Lucira just advance. So we'll have to see what happens, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. Let's go into the game here. All right, well, down at the bottom of the map, Daybreak, we have one of our Zerg players. He is 3-0 right now, doing way better than anyone really expected, I think he is.
Check prime win.
With his pink keyboard.
I will admit that I did not expect him to do as well today as he has been.
It's a Czech Renaissance, man. Up at the top of the map in blue, it is our blue Zerg player from the team. Incredible Miracle, he is 2-1 right now.
I am Lucira.
You know, I figured out what that song was saying.
Oh boy, what? What is it saying?
Well, what they were doing is they were talking about martial arts, and he's like, well, what kind of staff should I go with when I'm going to do my martial arts sparring? And he said, let's get a bow. Yep.
It's written by Donatello.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Donatello.
I've got that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song stuck in my head. Looks like a hatch first for Czech. All right. Going to be playing for more longer economic macro game hatch first as well for Lucira.
It is a very long map, so...
yeah, it is a pretty huge map.
This would be pretty safe against anything, but maybe, you know, if they went for like a... actually, I'm not sure how it would stack up, but maybe if they went for a 10 pool or a 6 pool, then they might have to be a little bit worried. But either way, it's actually going to be pretty okay since it's such a long distance.
Now, this is going to be tough for Czech Prime because Czech so far, the other ZVZ he played in, he played against Kyrix, and Kyrix is kind of crazy in ZVZs. Kind of a crazy person, actually. He just likes to be really aggressive. He just does strange things in ZVZ, and that kind of stuff just doesn't really work on Lucira. Yeah,
he talks to himself in ZVZs. He paints strange things on his wall in ZVZ. Right.
He carves his mashed potatoes into the shape of Devil's Tower, and then he looks at Lucira and he's like, this means something.
He thinks
this
he's
is
an
important.
Alien.
Now, so Lucira is just way too smart to be taken by things like that, you know? Lucira is also similar to Czech in that he tends to play a little bit more defensive ZVZ, not as defensive as his teammate NST would in most cases, but still, you know, on a much more defensive level than the Kyrix.
Yeah, definitely. Now we do have Lucira deviating a little bit here. He's just getting drones. He's getting drones. Czech, on the other hand, is getting a few Zerglings out. They're both getting queens.
Now, right now, the drone advantage is a little bit in Czech's favor. It was 21 to, well, that's 21-21 now. It's even up at the moment. Neither player really deviating from each other's builds too much. Zergling speed going up for Lucira a little bit earlier than Czech is getting his. Czech instead opting for the Spine Crawler right now. And so I'm curious to see if either of them are going to go for a Baneling Nest or if they're just going to go straight to Roach Warrens. I mean, Lucira is a teammate of Nesty. He prefers to go hatch first and then get a Roach Warren after that.
Yep. not much deviation going on here, but look at the main base of Czech.
Whoa.
Okay, well, we missed it on the camera. This scouting Zergling getting in here is
Well,
nice.
you can see it on the supply there.
Yeah, we did
supply blocking
have
it.
both queens come out for Czech. He brought both of his queens down to kill off the overlord, the scouting overlord of Lucira, so he's actually supply blocked for a moment there.
Yeah, that's going to slow him down a little bit. I mean, that's 100 minerals he doesn't want to spend right now. It's going to slow down his army production. They're both getting Baneling nests just to stay on the safe side. Lucira actually getting a second gas right now, too. I'm sorry, Czech getting a second gas right now. Which is a little bit on the interesting side. It's a pretty early second gas for him. I wonder what he has planned. Maybe just a lot of Banelings. Maybe deciding to change into Roaches and just make a couple Banelings to stay safe. It's kind of hard to say at this time. Just making one right now.
Just a single Baneling is enough to deter a massive Zergling attack at this stage. He knows there can't be a ton of Zerglings.
Oh, look at this. A really fast lair for Czech Prime, too. He does have something in mind. Now, will he do like we saw Lucira do and go for a really fast Spire? I feel like it's a little bit less likely this time around, given the situations, but it's still possible.
Well, it's because in that other game, we saw that Kyrix had invested heavily in Roaches and Roach Tech.
Yeah.
So that was when he knew he wasn't going to switch up into any other
kicking
team.
in the nos. Lair going up for Lucira as well. Ouch, losing all the Zerglings, not really getting any scouting done.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. A little bit poor control by Lucira, letting those Banelings, letting a Baneling kill most of the Zerglings there.
Yeah. Yep, definitely helps out Czech Prime. Looks like Lucira's getting his 2 other gas as well, so he's going to be going very, very gas heavy. Czech actually has all 4 of his gas at the same time and is taking the 3rd, as we can see here. Oh, Lucira scouts it right away. Nice timing with the Overlord. And there's the Spire for Czech, so he is indeed going to go for Spire. I was going to be surprised if we saw 2 different Zergs do that in the GSL, because you just don't see it as much in the GSL. But
no, you don't.
A Spire for Lucira too. Very cool.
Doa, is this StarCraft 2?
I know, I was going to say.
Or did someone get better graphics on Brood War, man?
Are we going back in time here? This is starting to look a little bit like StarCraft 1 ZVZ, although the Banelings are a new addition.
The Banelings are a little bit different, I suppose, yes.
Yep. Well, that would be cool. I'd love to see
they're
like
taking they're the Scourge that have landed on the ground.
Yep.
Oh, and he scouts the Spire.
Is
he going to keep his own Spire now?
That's an interesting question. I think he probably will. Yeah, I think he probably will. He's taking another base himself as well.
And Czech doesn't cancel the Spire either, so that's kind of interesting.
Well, this is going to be a really interesting ZVZ. I can't wait to see how this shapes up.
Yeah, it's going to be Muta on Muta.
Czech's 3rd is a lot quicker than Lucira's too. Oh, Lucira's going to have to actually cancel his.
He may have to. Yeah, he doesn't have anything over there nearby. Oh, he's got a couple Banelings.
All right.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, though.
Oh, it's getting low. Yeah, he did have to cancel it. Oh, the Zergling's running right past the Baneling. He's going to try to get in there. Is he going to see Lucira's Spire? Doesn't look like he will, unless he can get into the main. Oh, he does get into the main. Does he see the Spire?
Up into the main.
Oh, did he see that? It was so close. I think he did. He didn't see it.
Oh, wow.
He did not see the Spire. He's going to know about it soon enough. They're both making 9 Mutalisks. Lucira actually making 1 more at 10. I don't think I've ever really seen Muta versus Muta battles.
Yeah, it's been... I can't remember ever having seen it in the GSL, that's for sure.
Yeah. Wow, this is going to be such a strange ZVZ. I'm actually really excited right now.
This is actually going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes. It's going to come down to Muta numbers. It's going to come down as well to micro.
This is going to be like the most micro-intensive game in GSL history. Microing Mutas against Mutas and Lings against Lings. It's going to be so interesting here. It's all going to depend on catching small groups of your opponent's Lings out in the open. That's going to be what they're going to want to try to do, I think.
Oh, he's going to really quickly pick off this Queen. Lucira had all these Mutas down at the natural.
It's going to help a lot.
And they're just going to be able to fly away.
Mutas versus Mutas. You don't see this very often, Moltrap. Oh, it's going to be canceled again, I think.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, he does back off in time. All right. Thought maybe he could get it.
Here's the thing. You have... Basically what Czech's doing, is trying to do is use the fact... He can go in with his Mutas, and then when Lucira comes in with his Mutas, he has to run away. But he has to send in Zerglings then to force Lucira to defend with his Mutas.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he could just pursue him forever back to his base. So, very smart decision making there, going in to attack that 3rd with the Zerglings at the same time. Lucira's picking off Overlords and getting really good targets of opportunity, though.
Everything Czech does seems to be a little bit faster than Lucira, though. He's getting his +1 faster. He's got a few more mutas than Lucira does. So yeah, Czech just seems to be a little bit more on top of things than Lucira does right now. This is so interesting, though. I'm really surprised we're actually getting to see a game like this. I'm really happy.
Both of them constantly producing mutas and lings. Czech with a few extra mutas right now, actually 5 extra mutas at this point. So that is actually a big deal. And I like how Czech is also getting a spine crawler at his 3rd, so he can defend a little bit there. He's got a spine crawler at his natural, so he can't quite be as vulnerable to those Zergling counterattacks that I was talking about.
Yeah, it looks like Czech Prime wants to try to do some damage. The muta count is a little bit in his favor right now. He's about 3 mutas ahead. He's going to have that upgrade faster as well. And here we go, Mutalisk versus Mutalisk.
Oh, no.
Czech Prime has an advantage, and that is going to give him, I think, a big win versus Lucira.
Zergling's battling underneath as well. And yes, Czech had about 5 extra mutas up. Neither player is really target firing. They've really
so
just attack move, but the closer rally of Lucira makes him able to get enough mutas to fight that off a little bit quicker.
That's about it, man. I mean, yeah, the reinforcements helping out Lucira quite a bit. And you notice both players just kind of sitting there and letting the fight happen. They're like, well, I don't actually know what happens when you have big groups of mutas fight each other, so let's just find out. And looks like
sneaking in there, sniping a queen.
Now the muta counts, everything's still very, very even. Lucira does have like 10 more Zerglings right now, but other than that, it's about even.
Yeah, Lucira has actually pulled ahead by just a couple units in every category, so he actually came out of that ahead just a little bit.
Oh, Lucira's taking a 4th though, so that's going to help a little bit. All right, that's going to be good. Both players still producing about the same amount of lings.
Target down that hatchery.
Oh, nice move there. He gets it.
And it just goes down. Beautiful
Great
play,
snipe.
just going for that, sniping that damaged hatchery.
That's going to help out Lucira quite a bit, especially if he can hold on to that 4th.
Yeah, Lucira's actually way ahead now.
Yeah. All right. Well,
the drone count doesn't mean anything if you don't have the bases to support it. He's actually being chased back a little bit.
Lucira needs to be kind of careful here. Zergling versus Zergling, Muta versus Muta. Look at that, nice micro from Czech, just pulling back little groups of Mutalisks, but it looks like Lucira, again with reinforcements, is going to be able to chase him off.
Yeah, Czech keeps fighting in Lucira's home territory.
Yeah.
And it's costing him every time.
Well, he needs to make something happen. I mean, losing his natural expansion is so huge. He's going to have to cancel, well, yeah, I think he's going to have to cancel that 4th as well. Nope, not quite yet, I guess.
Chased off, barely. But oh no, the mutas, Lucira has more mutas. Well, actually about the same mutas actually, but he's going to use them to try and target down that hatchery and kill Zerglings, and he can just fall back with his mutas.
Barely doesn't get it in time. Wow.
Oh wait, or is he going to?
Nope. +1 carapace on the way for Lucira right now, changing up the upgrades a little bit. Nobody's gotten +2 attack yet. A couple spine crawlers going up right now for Lucira as well.
And here's what's going to be the real thing is once Lucira gets, and he's just starting to build them now. Those.
Oh, look at that! He's going to get the hatchery. Barely doesn't get it. Wow.
34 hit points left on that hatchery.
Oh, he's going to get in and kill another queen, though. You know, it's things like this. It's these little surgical strikes, if you will, from Lucira that's making the big difference in this game.
And that's what Czech was doing earlier, and he's not doing anymore.
Yeah.
Here's Czech trying to do the same thing, running his mutas and his lings in here.
Oh, that's huge.
Drones trying to run away from the mutas, get caught by the Zerglings and slaughtered.
Yeah. Wow, so Czech doing damage as well. The supply was starting to go pretty far ahead in Czech's favor, but he's kind of evened things up. He's come within 10 of Lucira now. And the Zergling count much higher for Lucira at the moment.
And in the meantime, Lucira did kill that 4th base in the middle.
Yep.
That was down to 34 hit points before, and Lucira is just not retained any damage in a long time other than those drones.
55 to 55 drones right now.
Still has that 4th base up.
Now I wonder how much of a difference that +1 carapace is going to make for the Mutalisks.
Oh, it's going to be huge actually. It's actually going to be really huge.
With the bounces that the glaive worms do, it should have a pretty big impact into it. I'm surprised that Lucira hasn't gotten any more upgrades actually.
Yeah, Lucira has a couple extra mutas as well, so it actually means he's really going to win the muta fight really easily. Here come his own mutas. He may lose his 4th base to the Zerglings, though. Muta on Muta action. That Carapace is upgraded. The Muta count falling drastically for Czech. Lucira barely losing. Eddie Mullis is completely slaughtering Czechs, and he is going to come out way ahead. GG.
Wow. That was a cool ZVZ, man.
Remember when I said that Carapace is going to be huge?
I guess so.
It meant the difference of 25 Mutalis to 23, turning into 20 to like 6 or something like that very quickly. So
yeah, that made a pretty big difference, no doubt about it. So we have a tie for first place right now. Lucira and Czech tied at 3-1 apiece. Our last game, well, theoretically last game, is going to be MC versus Jokji. Now let's kind of review what we were talking about earlier. If Jokji wins this, we're going to have a 3-way tie for first at 3-1, and if MC wins this, we're going to have basically the end. Yeah. So if MC wins, it's over. Lucira and Czech advance. If Jokji wins, Jokji, Lucira, and Czech are going to have to play off again. So
wow,
could be in for a long one.
Yeah, man.
Could be.
Yeah, it's very interesting how that works because Jokji, of course, is at 2-1. MC's at 1-2.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, in a way, like MC doesn't actually have anything to gain from winning this at this point. Because if he wins, win or lose, it doesn't matter. If he loses, then there's a tiebreaker and he's not involved.
MC's going to Code A. I mean, that's
MC's
that's
going
how
to Code
it
A.
is. Wow, did I just say that?
Yeah.
MC's going to Code A.
MC's going to Code A, man. It seems like there's one like championship level player has to go to the Code A every season.
He's not even the first one to do it.
MVP, and now MC is going to be going down.
Well, yeah, he's not even the first GSL champion to go down into Code A. I mean, MVP was down there a couple seasons ago. Now, if MC wins Code A next season, he'll be the first person to win both Code A and Code S. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't think it's going to comfort him very much, but it's a unique achievement. You know, it'll pop up at the bottom of his screen. You've won Code A and Code S, and he'll be like,
"That would be a good achievement to have."
Yep.
How many achievement points is that worth?
I don't know. Not a lot. Not as much as winning Code S.
Like 10 or something.
Not as many. No. Yeah. He probably wouldn't react. He would just sit there like this. Well, I'm trying to do it without smiling. But, you know, that's the MC look, you know, when you see his computer. Yeah. So, and this is actually going to be our first TVP of the group as well, of the day.
I believe so.
A lot of implications in that.
All right. There's our players right now. MC on the left. Jokji on the right.
Metalopolis. I've got to think we're going to see at least one of these guys all in. I mean, it's Metalopolis. It's a great map.
Are we going to see? No, are we going to see a 1-1-1 from Jokji?
Well, maybe, but that doesn't mean we're going to see the all-in I'm talking about. That bugs me, man, when people just call it the 1-1-1. Yes, it's a 1-1-1 opening, but it's a Marine Tank Banshee all-in. If you're going to talk about it, that's what you should be calling it.
I was joking a little bit.
I know what you mean. I had to go on that rant a little bit.
All right.
MC, though, I mean, it's a good map for Void Ray all-ins, too. So I think we're going to see one of these guys all in, possibly both of them. We'll have to wait and see. The game has started. Is it going to be the end of the night here, or are we going to go into some playoffs? Stay tuned. This is the GSL up and down matches.